What's up, everybody, and welcome back. This is episode number 15 of Track Talkers, one of the greatest motocross races in history went down this weekend.
RedBud.
Epic weekend. And with that, we have some epic sponsors that we're going to go through. Dirt Tricks hooking us up. We'll go and give you that code a little bit later. But something even more epic, Ty.
What do you have in store for us, Adam?
We have a very special guest.
No way.
Yes. The rookie of the year in my eyes, bro.
I mean, if he doesn't get it.
Rockstar Husqvarna. The kid is just on an upward trend that I can't even believe right now.
He is absolutely crushing it out there.
Crushing that shit. Fuck the other factory guys. Okay, on the line, we have our boy, Casey Cochran. Say what's up.
What up? Thanks for having me, boys.
Heck yeah, we're excited to have you. So, dude, let's just get right into it, right? Okay, so you struggled a little bit in my eyes for what I thought you would do in Supercross Futures. Wouldn't you say that, Ty?
I mean, a little bit, but he did win one.
Okay, yep. Let's get to that point, right?
Yeah.
He won one. Then we announce Foxborough. We're going to go pro, right?
Yeah.
In Supercross.
Mm-hmm.
Sick as fuck. Right?
Yep.
Okay,
absolutely.
So Casey, how was that transition from, okay, we won one, some of them we were super fast, because you were always fast in qualifying in the All-Star,
the futures.
In the futures, and then you go to pro. How was that transition at Foxborough?
Yeah, it was something. I mean, the only futures I won was last year. So it wasn't even one of the races this year. So all the futures I did this year, I was fastest qualifier at them, and then just choked the races, either crashed or something happened. But yeah, I always had the speed, and I was the fastest guy. But yeah, when they were like going to pro, I was like, all right. And
So
it kind of worked out because Gillum was hurt as well.
Was that your decision to go pro, or did they kind of like push you in that direction? Like, hey, you're fast as hell. Let's just try the next step.
Well, we always had the plan to do a few of them even before the season started, but it kind of got pushed back a little bit because I had a shoulder injury that I was recovering from. So then it kind of got thrown up in the air, like, oh, do we want to do it? Do we not? And then I just started feeling pretty good, and we were like, let's just go give it a shot. It doesn't hurt to just get a few in. I mean, might as well get some experience for next year, and it doesn't tank my status to be a rookie next year, because technically I'm still a rookie in Supercross next year. So it was just all positives.
So what did you think of the last few rounds and how you did in Supercross?
It was kind of up and down. I mean, Foxborough was tough. I had 2 crashes in the main, and really just didn't ride all that great, just trying to figure it all out. And then the next one was Nashville, which was an East-West shootout. And that was kind of gnarly for the second ever Supercross.
Right?
Like,
Holy crap.
Getting thrown right into that. and yeah, actually, I got 4th in my East heat and made the main straight in. So that was like the goal. The goal going into Nashville was like, just make the main and go have fun with it. So when I got 4th in that East heat, I was stoked on that. And then I rode pretty good in the main, and I had a crash in the main and still got 15th. So Nashville was actually pretty good, and I was actually happy with the result leaving there, especially with that being like such a stacked field for the East-West shootouts. There were some guys that like didn't even make the main that were on some factory teams and whatnot. But
yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Yes.
Dude, you did in my eyes, the first 2 rounds you did not getting hurt is huge. And I'm sure Nathan Ramsey knows that. And I'm sure Nathan Ramsey's freaking an awesome mentor. But dude, for you to go into those first 2 rounds of Supercross is way different than outdoor. You know, it's not so much about like, oh, just because you have the speed means you can actually get it done. for you to go out and do what you did, for you to even qualify for the main event and the shootout is monumental, right?
Yeah, that was something to like be stoked on and be excited about. And the whole team kind of like took it as a yeah, that was pretty good.
Okay. So now we've done that. We kind of got our feet wet in Supercross. Now let's move to outdoor. Dude, what happened? What switch flipped? Because something flipped.
Well, I think it was just, I mean, the first round, I kind of had, I was feeling all right. I didn't have much, even like coming off of riding a lot of Supercross. I didn't do a ton of outdoor like motos, and even I got a little extra time, but it wasn't really enough for me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And going into the first few rounds, I was kind of like, I don't know, not fully prepared. And I went the first round at Paula, I was dead last on both starts because I got taken out on both starts of your first outdoor. I'm like, yeah, for sure.
Damn. Welcome to the class.
Yeah, welcome to it, baby.
It's like, yeah, here we go. We're going to start dead last. And I think I got like 15th and 18th or something. So I was actually stoked to get back to 15th from dead last in my first moto.
Hell yes.
And then, yeah, it was just once I was like, okay, you made it the hardest you possibly can, and still got a 15th. So if we get a good start, then we'll be able to actually put something together. And then, yeah, we've just been building every weekend and continuing to progress.
Yeah, and then coming into round 2,
yeah,
we got fastest fucking qualifier. Just ripped it, not even set up yet, but I mean, going back to like from you doing Supercross to going in outdoor, I'm glad you've done that transition like this year, because next year I think you'll even be a little bit more ready for how quick it comes. Because, dude, the first couple times I did it, it was just like fucking 2 weeks later, man. Like I'm supposed to be doing outdoors. Like, holy shit.
Well, dude, this is what I have to talk about. I want you to take me through. Was it first practice? You got the overall fastest qualifier out of first practice in Hangtown, right?
It was the second round of qualifying.
So
actually.
It was the second round.
Yeah, I was like 12th or like 14th in the first one.
Okay. Dude, take us through that fucking practice. Like, because I remember a couple outdoors that I rode, and I only rode a few. And I remember qualifying like 8th one time, and it was in the first practice. It didn't stick in 450. But I remember, like, when I came around and I saw 8th place on the pit board, I was like, yeah, fucking right, bro. Like, that did not feel like 8th. Like, get the fuck out of here. And it was like 8th. So, Casey, that's a surreal moment. I mean, dude, qualifying first, we're talking you're faster than Vial. You're faster than Degan. You're faster than fucking Kitchen, Master Pool.
Everybody.
I mean, every single rider, that is a monumental milestone to get to. So take us through that practice and exactly what you felt and how that happened.
Yeah, so it started with I went out like first because I'm like, you got to be up there with the top guys to like run that pace.
Yep.
So I think I started like third, and I was right behind DeFrancisco, and he like started his first like fast lap, and I was behind him. And I was kind of like on a fast lap, but not really pushing. And I was like right up to the back of him. And I'm like catching him like super easily. Like, and like some of the lines I'm taking, I'm like, these are way better than what he's taking right now. Yeah. I'm like, this is like feeling a little too easy. Uh-huh. And so I just kind of like cruised like right behind him, and I was like catching it. I'm like, why? It's like, what's kind of happening here? And then, and then I like came around and I just like, all right, I'm going to go on a fast lap. And then it felt good. Like it felt like the previous, like I qualified like 16th the round before. And I was like, this will probably be around like 11th or something. And then I hit the finish line, come around, because that mechanics area at Hangtown is so late in the lap. I'm like doing a full roll lap. Like you never know. I come around and I see P1 on the board. I'm like, what? You're like, I'm like, all right. I mean, it felt good, but not that good.
Dude, that's so sick.
And immediately I was like, I mean, it was a good lap, but I think I can go faster. And then, yeah, when I started my next fast lap, Savachi topped me. So I didn't even know that I went down to second. I thought I was still in first. So I was like, all right, let's see if we can get an even faster lap. And went on another one, and then ended up being like 0.6 faster than the other one that went back to the top. So
hell yeah.
Yeah. It was surreal.
So it was, in a way, it was like, yeah, it was kind of like I said too, like, you didn't even realize you did it. It was like so easy. It was like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this like this?
Yeah. This had the flow.
Yeah, exactly. It was something, yeah, you can't even explain. And it's funny because when I came around the lap before I started my last lap, I saw second on the pit board because I went down below Savachi, obviously. And then I did that lap and it was good, but the session was like over.
Yeah.
And well, I crossed the line with maybe like 30 seconds left. So I just did a full roll lap at the end. And when I passed the mechanics area to like go by the checker flag, my mechanic was already gone. So I had no idea like what place I was in or anything. And he was already gone. So I'm like, I don't know what place I'm in. And I'm like listening over the intercom while I'm riding the track. I'm like trying to hear what they're saying. I like couldn't make it out. And I heard like someone in third. And I'm like, I must have dropped back. And I like come over the finish line. And Murph, our like team coordinator, standing there with his arms open. He's like, what? And I'm like, no way. I'm like, what the hell? And then they're like, they stop me and they say, go to the podium. I'm like, oh my gosh. So
yeah, hell yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's rad.
That was it.
Okay. So like, did you even want to race after that, or was that the end of the day?
Dude, after that, I got back to the truck and I'm like, I hope you guys like don't look at this and you're like, all right, now he needs to go win. Like, we're not.
Oh my god!
I hope you guys don't see this. And you're like,
oh, we're gonna win this fucking moto right now. What the fuck? Yeah, but that's the thing, Casey. That's what you got to remember, bro. You can do it. That's what you have to tell yourself, bro. I mean, I know I'm not your fucking mental coach, but dude, you could do it.
Bro, this is his second round. You got to think.
I know, but this Casey can do it.
Absolutely, he could do it. But he's got to make sure he gets all the laps in, gets the experience in. Just looking at him at RedBud now.
You're right.
Like, he just got the best finish of his whole
entire
best
career finish.
7th.
Let's
go.
Let's
fucking go, dog.
Yes, at America's track. But that's the thing, though, Casey. You could do it, bro. I think Tyler is right. By the way, you're on the podcast with my brother Tyler too. But dude, if you get the laps in, you know you got the speed. You've done it before. There's no reason that you can't beat these guys. They're just as human as you. You clearly have the bike. I mean, we've seen RJ ride the shit out of that thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you qualified P1, so it's totally doable. You just need more laps.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, for sure. And it's crazy, like going to all these tracks that I've never been to before, because so far RedBud is the only track that I've ever raced at before.
Seriously?
Out of any of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Oh shit. Okay, so what's the worst track that you've ridden so far? It's got to be High Point, right?
I actually liked High Point.
What?
I would say Paula.
It was ruddy.
Dude, High Point, though, for me, when I rode it, I was just like, dude, get me through this track. It was so deep. Like, it was just like peg dragging everywhere. I just felt like I followed one rut, and then it was like, you know those little slot cars that go on the magnet tracks? Mm. That's what I felt like I was riding.
That's what I like. That's what I like. I love the deep stuff.
Hell yeah. Okay, so let's hear it. What's the worst track so far you've ridden? Be honest.
The worst, hands down, Thunder Valley so far.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
I would say so.
That's where I did the worst. But because this year I was going there and I'm like watching last year's. It's like so gnarly and so ruddy. And then so I'm expecting it to be like, all right, I like deep ruts. You get there, and it was like a highway. It was so like the turns were like riding flat track. And I'm like, what are we doing, guys?
Yeah, it's just this hard packed, chattery, super fast. Your bike's slow, and you're wide open.
Well,
the
that's
whole time.
fucking Thunder Valley because it's so hard to prep.
Yeah.
You get one guy 1 year who does it, who waters the fucking living shit out of it, and the ruts are 6 foot deep.
And too, this year was kind of like an outlier, I felt like, because they were trying to like expect rain, and then the rain never came, or it didn't come as hard as they thought.
True.
Well, I request every track to be ripped deep for our boy Casey now. Every single one is going to be ripped 16 foot deep for Casey Cochran, okay?
That's what I request.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what's your favorite track so far then?
I mean, can I say Hangtown?
Yeah! Let's go!
Hell yeah, why not?
Okay.
No, I liked Hangtown in the morning.
Yes. Hangtown in the morning is pretty sick.
Was going on.
Yeah. Hangtown in the morning is pretty sick when you qualify P1. That shit's the shit.
Yeah, it's either Hangtown or RedBud.
Yeah.
Two favorites so far.
RedBud's really good. Is Bud's Creek on the schedule?
Yeah.
It is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, wait till you ride Bud's Creek, bro. That's
Bud's
probably
Bud's Creek and Unadilla are like my top 2 favorites.
Yeah, I'd say Bud's Creek's my favorite track. Okay.
Yeah, I rode Bud's Creek last year, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Not
wasn't
bad.
too bad.
It definitely wasn't as good as Hangtown P1. You know what I mean?
No, definitely not as good. And what people don't even know is this past weekend at RedBud, that's like a track that I've like actually been to before and raced before because I did the combine there.
Yep.
But in that, most of the time at RedBud, that first practice is the fastest, and maybe it was a little different because the rain we had the day before and it was a little deep. But I qualified second in the first practice, and I was like, oh. We're gonna be P2 all day, and then the second qualifying ended up being faster. But
damn,
that is kind of like an outlier for outdoors, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
like first practice is always faster usually.
Usually, if it doesn't rain, like Casey said.
And for the people that are listening, the reason that first practice is usually faster is because the kickers build up so much in second practice. It's like virtually impossible to go faster second practice, right? It's usually faster first practice this season too, right, Casey?
Yeah, most of the time it's the first practice, especially Southwick. Southwick is like first practice every year.
Yeah, I mean
you're like, hey, AMA, can you put me in B practice?
Straight up. Okay.
Yeah, there's one race it's out when you want to be in B.
Yeah. Fast forward. RedBud. Best finish of your fucking career, bro. What was it this weekend? Was it easy? Was it really hard? Were you feeling it? Is it that time where you just felt like it was time to turn it up? Tell us about this weekend. What changed? What got you 7th place? What got you your career best?
Well, this was going into RedBud. It was definitely the race I was like most excited for because I went 1-1 at the combine last year, and I've always kind of just gelled with that track, and so I was super excited coming in. I was like, oh, we're gonna do pretty well here. And then on Wednesday before RedBud, I actually got I started feeling a little sick, like had a little headache, and I was like, oh, are you kidding me? And I woke up on Thursday. And I woke up on Thursday, didn't sleep at all, and woke up on Thursday with a fever. And I was like, dude, are you serious?
Damn it.
I was like, right before the best one. And thankfully, I got it down, and it was no more fever at the end of Thursday. And then I had press on Friday and kind of sweated it out a little bit. And then, it felt a lot better on Saturday, but that second moto I started feeling, and I was like, yeah, this is a little bit of that fatigue coming in, and especially with a little bit of a cold and being able to get a good finish like that. I think that track, just me actually being there before, helps so much with knowing it and being able to get a good result.
Yeah. And just being comfortable too, you go to a track and dude, I can't even explain to you, Casey, the amount of relaxation between my first season of Supercross compared to my fucking 13th season of Supercross. I mean, the amount of chill that I had is insane. Like, for you to be doing this your first year is unbelievable. Don't be too hard on yourself. A 7th place in this class where both series are combined. This isn't Supercross where it's cut in half. Yeah. This is outdoor. Everybody's here. Everybody's here to play. The guys that you're beating are the real deal. So don't be, you know what I mean? Don't be too hard on yourself. 7th is still 7th best. And if you look at your qualifying times, it's right in there with the 450s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, my goal this season was like just to get some top 10s, get some consistent top 10s, and to break into like the single digits at the, I don't know, that was the 5th round or 6th round? I think 6th.
Yep, 6th.
And to break into the single digits and it be a 7th at the 6th round. I mean, that's only like 2 spots from a top 5. And if I could somehow get a top 5 by the end of the season, I'd be stoked.
Okay, so let's dig into that a little bit, Ty. Casey, what do you got to do to get a top 5? Let's talk about this.
Honestly, dude, the biggest thing.
So who do we gotta beat? Let's read it. Hold on,
okay.
Let's read it.
So top five this last weekend was Hayden Degan was 5th, and then Tom Vial, Joe Shimoda, Ty Masterpool, and Chance Hymas.
Okay, so that's top 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some fucking.
These are all guys that have won.
We got some dogs up in top 5, bro.
But Casey, you know what's so fantastic about racing? That doesn't mean those guys are going to be there every weekend.
No, dude. I mean, just look at Hayden Deegan fucking landing on a guy crashed on the backside of the table.
Boom.
Like, shit happens all the time.
Shit happens, and you have to be there to be able to capitalize. I can't even tell you how many LCQs I was in where I was in 6th fucking place, and people just weed their shit up, and I'm just like, oh, thanks, bro. But if you're not there, then you can't get that spot.
Yeah.
You can't get gifted that spot, and that's kind of where you need to be, because I think you're fitting right in right now for your rookie year comfortably without getting hurt, which is super key, not riding over your head. You're right in that, 6 to 10 spot, right, Ty? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, 6 to 10, because his Moto 1 was 7th, and then his Moto 2 was 9th.
That's what I mean. So 6 to 10 is safe.
But like everybody after him was like 13-7, 9-13, 11-12, 16-8. Like,
so our fucking guy's consistent as hell.
Like, Casey, you could realistically get a 7-7 or a 6-6 and be top 5 overall, no fucking problem, with how inconsistent everybody is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you could realistically go 7-7, and some of these guys will go like 14-5 or something, and it's like just all over the place.
Well, just I mean, look at
it's not even like you have to get a 5th or a 4th finish.
No, I mean, just look at 1st and 2nd. Like, Chance won with a 1-4, and then Ty Masterpool got a 5 or a 1-5.
Yeah,
for second. Like, just focus on 2 good starts. I know how hard that is, but goddamn.
Yeah, let's dig into this. Okay, so Casey, in your eyes, what pieces of the recipe are you missing to get that top 5? Are you just not there yet? You think with speed, with fitness, with bike, with mentality, like, what are you missing parts of that recipe that you need to get the top 5?
I think the start is so important. That's what I think helped a lot this weekend, is I got 2 pretty good starts, like top 10 starts. Yeah. And I think that is a big key. And then, dude, I've watched like some of these motos. Like, I rewatched the moto at Southwick, and it's crazy. The guys in the top like 5, they're so fast for like the first 5 laps, and then they drop off like 2-3 seconds and then hold that.
Yes.
But they're like sprinting for those first like 5 laps, and you got to be able to do that. And then you break away. There's always like some person in like 4th or 5th that has like a 25-second gap to the guy in 6th or 7th. Yep. And there's that breakaway. So if you can like be with those guys that break away, then that's kind of the key, I feel like, that I'm missing right now.
Yeah, you got to latch on to that super gnarly pace and then literally death fade as much as you can the rest of the way. You have to go full out sprint, and then whatever you got left in the tank, you try to hold that pace for the rest of the moto.
Yeah, but like Casey said, like, I mean, we all see it on TV, right? Like,
dude, Degan's sprint speed in the first couple laps is retarded, and then the last 3 is like, bro, what are you
even
doing?
Levi Kitchen or Ty Masterpools or Vial's top, if one of those guys get a whole shot or top 3, dude, there are balls to the walls those first 3 laps.
Yeah, and see that, and I think, Casey, you're doing the right thing, because Casey don't need to be doing that yet.
No. He needs to be, like, right behind those guys and, like, looking at them and just getting the toe.
Yes.
We
don't want to go faster than them right now, because I don't know if we're going to pull that off. That shit's sketch. We got to warm up to that, right, Casey?
Yeah, and dude, like this past weekend at RedBud, that first moto, I think I was in 6th for like the first 15, 20 minutes because Joe was behind me and he passed me towards the end.
Yeah, you were.
But I was like right on, like if you watch the time, yes, I was like right on Levi for like a long time. Like I was just following his pace, just matching and kind of like yo-yoing with him a little bit. And then I like hit some lappers and just lost the toe and it was over. It was like, then you just start dropping.
Yeah.
Dude, when you lose your rhythm,
let's talk about that for a second, Casey. Like, dude, on TV, the lappers looked bad. And was it just a combination of like how technical the track was, or was there just like a lot of lappers like after halfway?
There was like a lot of them, but I got so unfortunate with the ones in that first moto because when you come up on them, there was 2 of them, and Levi like got through them before they got together. And by the time I got to them, they're right next to each other and they're battling each other.
Yeah.
So it's like one guy's on the outside and one guy's on the inside, and you're like, all right, guys, you gonna let me by? You guys are racing each other. Like, I can't go here. I can't go here. It's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, and they're not waving the blue flag very hard for 6th or 7th.
I know it's fucked up. And dude, I've been on the other end of that where I'm getting lapped, and I'm like, dude, Tomac, what I'm gonna need you to do is I'm gonna need you to rev up and like get this guy out of the way, and I'm gonna follow right behind you and get past him while you pass me too. So it's kind of fucked up strategy all the way around. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure the guy that Casey's lapping is trying to use Casey to his advantage to get past the guy he's trying to get past. So it's fucked all the way around. And then, like you said, there's no blue flag anywhere.
Yeah, for 7th, everybody's mixed together. There might be some guy just hanging out the blue flag just like casually,
I mean, Davey Coombs, bro, we need to like maybe hire some professionals, some professional flaggers, right? Like, is that what we need to do?
Dangling the thing.
Yeah.
They really are, bro. And then like when I watched the Degan crash,
the guy has a headset on. You would think he would be like turning his head to see if the landing was all right.
Well, the guy with the headset on, there was a guy on a bike with a headset, and I think he was screaming at the guy with the flag, and the guy just didn't know.
Yeah. No, he just straight up didn't see it. And it happened so quick. Like, if you, like, the video that
Degan posted?
That Brian posted was in slow-mo.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell because I've raced before. I knew what was going on, and it was really just a really bad situation. But you can't have that, bro. You got to get somebody. I mean, you got to be better with. If your only job at a professional, highest level of racing is to fucking flag.
I know. But, he was blue flagging and he had a yellow flagging. He just didn't look around because he had no idea someone was crashed on the landing.
Yeah. Okay, Casey. That's it, bro. We don't want to keep you too long. I know you're in Florida. Thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything else you want to say or people you want to thank?
Not really. I mean, we're just going to keep on keeping on.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, we're big fans. We're watching you every week. We've seen you, struggle a little bit here and there, and we've watched you rise and get better and better, and that's what we absolutely love to see. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Everybody that listens to Track Talkers, you guys better fucking follow Casey Cochran and be cheering for him every lap because our boy needs it. Right, Casey?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah. All right, well, good luck. Is it a weekend off or no?
No.
We got Millville.
Yeah, Millville. Oh, that's a good track. You'll like that one a lot, as long as it doesn't rain. Oh, well, I guess you will like it if it rains. Cool. Well, Well, Casey,
we'll see.
Yeah, good luck at Millville, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Heck yeah, talk soon.
All right, see you guys.
Peace.
Later.
Bro. Dude, Casey loosened up quite a bit towards the end.
Hell yeah. No, he was good.
Dude, he's been really getting better.
Yes. He's been in my eyes, he's been absolutely killing it.
Yeah, like for a kid he's 18.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure, as long as Google's right.
Yeah.
2006 when he was born.
And
said he was 18.
Yeah, he just had a birthday last month.
Okay. Dude, for a real rookie, especially for a kid that's in his position.
Well, and too, like, a lot of people don't know, like, and I'm not bringing this up as a negative whatsoever because Casey is absolutely killing it, but, like, he was not the healthiest kid in amateurs, like, meaning, like, he always had, like, some sort of injury right around Loretta's, like,
yeah,
he wasn't, like, a very consistent kid, like, from what I seen outside looking in. Like, he was always super fast when he showed up, but then, like, something would happen to him at his
like,
shoulder,
you'd have to get him to show up.
And he would crash, and, you know, something would happen. But when he was up on, you know, on two wheels, he was ripping. And for
like fast.
And for him to be, you know, doing a partial season in Supercross and now doing 6, you know, outdoors and still being healthy and climbing and making those footsteps, you know, becoming better and better throughout the week, like, it's huge.
Pretty freaking cool. And he's like, dude, his family, so his mom works for AMA, and he's got a good family, and he's just a good kid.
Yeah, I actually met Casey's mom when I went to Freestone for the JS7 National like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, the whole family's awesome. And Casey, I'm just really, really happy to have him on the show because he deserves some publicity because of how much he's grown, dude. You can see his maturity in his riding getting better and better and better.
Yeah. And I mean, talking about his maturity too, like, dude, just wait until he, you know, grows up a couple more years and gets some of that man strength in him.
Yeah, gets a 22-year-old, like, some balls drop and some
shoulders.
Testosterone gets going.
Yeah.
And we got some meat on our bones.
We get some beefs up and where he can throw that bike around even more, dude.
Like, my boy's still got baby fat on him.
I don't know about that, but he's going to be fucking killing it because it definitely seems like the way motorcycles crossers are built more now, that you got to have some good fucking muscle and you got to be a little bit on the bodybuilder side of this, like, being able to muscle that bike around.
Yeah. You have to be, it's not even bodybuilder side, but you have to be dense. You got to be solid. You don't have to be bulky, but you have to be solid.
Yeah. And, like, you know, just fucking look at Jet and Chase. And then even, like, you know, Degan even has that stature of just, you know, being a little bit more thick.
Yes. And there's some muscle there now.
Yeah. So, I mean, give Casey a few more years, and, dude, he's already got top qualifier underneath his belt. He's almost hitting the top 5 in his first year. Like, the kid is on the right path.
Nathan Ramsey, the team manager, he's got him on the upward trend for sure. And they got the bike working for outdoor. Now they just need to make that thing fucking work for Supercross.
Yeah. And then one question that I did want to ask him was, do you know where he's training at? Is he training at the Nest or is he with Alden?
I don't know. We should have fucking asked him.
Oh. Because I remember him, like, Kenny was, like,
because Kenny likes all of his posts.
Yeah.
Ken Roxon. So he probably is training at the Nest.
So that's why I wanted to ask him, because I didn't know. I didn't know if he was over at Alden's or what, if he was just doing his own thing.
My bad, bro.
It's all good. You talk over me all the time.
I do. Okay, let's get into the races. We're gonna have to breeze through some of this shit. Fucking Masterpool Moto 1. What a G, bro.
Doc. He was absolutely ripping.
Ripping.
And, I mean, we know the overall results, so I owe you $15.
Bitch better have my money. Bitch better have my money.
But I did like what I saw from fucking
Kitchen Second Moto?
Second Moto. We had some life.
Yes, we did. We had life.
It gives me hope for the rest of the season.
I mean, I will say this. Masterpool blew his wad first moto. You're going for a win. You got to.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to let Degan pass you on the last lap or the last 3 laps?
Well, that ain't totally true. There's a lot of guys that let him have passed them on the last few laps.
I know.
Masterpool holding him off is a feat in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Masterpool's a bad motherfucker. How come we haven't had Masterpool on the podcast?
I don't know why. We need to get him on next week.
Let's try.
Because we love his fucking mechanic, Ryan. It'd be sick to have them both on.
Oh, would that not be epic to have Ryan and Masterpool on in the same episode?
Yes.
That would be epic.
That would be a phenomenal episode.
We got to try to make that happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have more than one Bluetooth line.
Hey, we're still figuring it out over here at Track Talkers.
We can only call one person at a time. We can't call 6 people yet. Okay, let's see. What else happened Moto 1 and 250s?
Let's just talk about like
fucking Vial.
No, hell no. I have a point to prove with you, dude. Chance Hymas is a motherfucking championship contender, dog. I said that 3 weeks ago.
Hey,
and
no
you
question.
Were trying to shoot me down like, oh, bro, I don't see Chance Hymas as a contender anymore, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
Stop.
You're killing me.
I 100% said Chance Hymas. I was not on board with Chance Hymas being a championship contender. I 100% said that.
And
I was doubtful. I was doubtful because of the injuries he's had in the past and the up and downness of his speed. And I was, without a doubt, 100% wrong.
100% wrong here, folks. You heard it here first.
I have no problem saying that I was 100% wrong about Chance Hymas. The fucking kid's the real deal. I've loved Chance Hymas. He's such a good kid. I was unsure that he was going to be able to, stay away from injuries and be able to be that top guy week in and week out. Welcome to the fucking club, baby, because Chance is here.
Bro,
he was almost riding.
He was leading Moto 1 too. Like, I don't know if he just couldn't find the flow Moto 1 or not, but I think they missed
the mark. I think they missed the mark.
On the bike?
Yep. Because you know what else?
Because he came out Moto 2 with a vengeance, dude.
Yes.
He was like, my bike feels good enough, and I'm going to lay it down right now.
Dude, and you know why I think that they messed up on the setup in Moto 1? Because Hunter's bike was fucked up Moto 1. It was so bad, Moto 1.
How can you even relate to Hunter and Chance Hymas' bike?
This is how. Because I think what those guys do is Honda, and even when I was on Suzuki, we go, okay, this is how it normally is in practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they go, okay, we got to make these changes for first moto. We got to make these changes for second moto. Well, the thing that was kind of weird this weekend was it rained before, and the track was really soft in practice.
Really soft. But
I think
did you watch Race Day Live?
No.
Okay, so it was super soft in practice 1, but practice 2, bro, it looked hard packed, more hard packed than usual. It definitely, I don't know if they scraped off more mud, or they just didn't rip it as deep because of the rain.
Yeah.
They were afraid, but it would definitely have a harder base to it than, MXM Nations or years in the past.
And that's why I think they missed the mark, because I think they were kind of predicting the track to be real squishy, and they had their bikes stiff. I mean, dude, when I watched Hunter's bike, I was like, as soon as he started out in the moto, I'm like, he's not going to be able to hang on to it.
And it definitely, now I'm kind of seeing a a little bit of a pattern from Hunter and just a little bit of his comments throughout like podiums and even press conferences, like he does not like his bike to buck him or like have any quick movements in his hands, because he said it at Hangtown. He was riding a bucking Bronco, and then he said it again this weekend. And I feel like he's super sensitive when his bike is just like
ding in the back.
Yes.
Like kicking him in the ass.
Yeah, and he doesn't like it.
Yeah, he wants that back end down.
Yeah, and settled in.
Yes.
Or even like equal, where like if the rear is going to kick him, then he wants that
the front to pop
up where he can kind of let that bike float a little bit more.
Yes. And he's definitely adapting the rhythmic style of Jet jumping those kickers.
Yeah.
He likes to be rhythmic. I mean, you could straight up tell what was going on in that second moto, how he like.
So are we done talking about 250s? Because we just went on like a full on tangent and then went straight to 450s.
No, I just mentioned why I thought that Hymas's setup was off, because I think they tried to go same thing, like, oh, we got to go stiffer these first motos to kind of make up for that soft feel, and they both went too stiff, and the bike was real twitchy and chattery, and it wasn't settling down. But it looked like fucking same thing happened the second moto for Hunter. Like the bike was twitchy and it wasn't settling down. But Hymas made a good move or found the flow to the track, because second moto was a completely different Hymas than first moto.
Yes.
I mean, there was nobody beating Hymas second moto.
No, he was the fastest rider on the track. Even if Degan was in, second or third.
Yeah,
like,
it didn't matter. Ripping. Degan was off. Like, let's talk about this. Degan doesn't crash because of the lapper. Where does he finish?
I think he only gets like fourth.
If that. Yeah. I think he's made what did he end up in the second moto? 5? Or did he end up 6?
I think he ended up 6.
Then he ends up 5. I don't think
he ends up 6th.
I think he kind of pushed it.
No, because if he was he would have ended up 4th, because Ty Masterpool was 5th and he was fading hard.
Okay. I'll give him that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And two, so Hayden had that.
Can I have one of those halls?
Yeah. Hayden had that gnarly mistake when he was trying to pass Vial right after the mechanics area, and he washes the front and almost goes down.
Yep. I seen that.
And then, that's one of the mistakes we seen. And then he freaking hit that lapper guy over the tabletop. So, dude, just those two mistakes that we seen and what we know about.
Yeah. And there's probably a million more to add to that.
Not a million more, but at least, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. And that's going to break your confidence up and not make you find the flow of the track and making you fight your machine. And what we've seen where Hayden Degan does the best is, he figures the track out, and then that last 10 minutes of each moto, he figures it out and he knows it better than anybody. And then he starts clicking people
hammers
off
it
and just lays it down. And he just, I don't know if he was about to, or that, that when he landed on that rider really fucked him up. I mean, of course it really fucked him up, but it definitely hindered him throughout the whole entire race, and he couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
he wasn't coming back. He wasn't coming back like normal, though. I think that first moto, Masterpool and him really laid it out, and then a little bit of the extra heat and humidity at RedBud kind of cost him in that first moto.
But even, look at it this angle, bro, I would say for Hayden, that was a horrible weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, which is still a good weekend.
You know what I'm saying? But, what I was about to say is, that was a horrible weekend for Degan. He landed on someone, got bucked off, and he went 2-6.
Yeah.
And tied Vial in points, and they both got 38 points.
Oh, my God.
Vial, bro.
Yeah.
If you're in this championship and he's having rounds like this, dude, you have to capitalize.
No,
I guarantee you Vial is so pissed right now that he didn't win that second moto.
Yeah. I think after Supercross, I think Vial thought he might be a shoe-in for this championship outdoor.
Well,
because
that's coming
his
into
forte.
it for sure. But right now, he is reevaluating his whole entire
life.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, how the fuck can I turn this
bro,
around?
that's the Degan effect.
Yeah.
Straight up. Anything else you want to talk about with 250s other than Master Pool's a bad motherfucker?
I felt like Ryder D had a better second moto.
Ryder D really stepped it up.
He was ripping in second moto and had a good start. And if he can just keep on putting himself up there, just like how we were talking about Casey, like those younger kids, if they can get up there and just get that toe in those early laps, it helps out so huge.
Dude, it's so much of a difference because those guys, what they do is you just go behind them and you see where they're gassing and braking, and it just makes it so apparent because everybody has so much talent. If you can just follow the guy and mirror what the guy's doing, most of the time, these other guys can do it. And yeah, they might not be able to do it for 30 minutes plus 2, but they can do it for a few laps. And then that gives them that little bit of belief like, hey, I can do this. And then the next weekend, instead of 2 laps latching on, it's 3 or 4. But if you're not there consistently doing that over and over and over and over again, that belief is really hard to grab onto.
Yes. And Casey even said it perfectly. Like when he was in Hangtown, and he was following Ryder D, and, he's going to have those days where it's like, oh, dude, I was following Ryder D, and I was taking way better lines than him, and I felt way more comfortable, and I felt like I could go faster, right? And he's going to start figuring out how to have more of those days, going forward. But having those days, following the right people, having that belief in you where, like, these guys aren't that fast and not putting these guys on a pedestal, especially for this rookie class of, like, Nick Romano, Casey Cochran, Ryder DeFrancisco, like, it's going to be huge.
Yep.
And then also I want to shout out Jet Reynolds doing
local boy.
Yeah, career best. Oh, he went 15-11 for 12th, but still,
dude, who cares?
This is the longest he's ever rode professionally races. So that's huge.
Jet Reynolds. Let's go, baby. You get a round of applause from Track Talkers.
Hey, let's go, baby.
Let's go. Okay. Anything else in 250?
No, that'd be it.
Okay.
I'm excited for Millville.
Me too.
250 is definitely the class to watch.
Yep. Oh, yeah, you're right. 450s, Jet Lawrence out. Thumb injury. Tore UCL.
Bro.
Out till SMX. Shake some shit up.
As soon as I seen that post on Thursday or whatever it was,
yeah,
I was like, oh, Chase is winning.
Oh, I know. And that's what he did with Tomac.
I know.
And that's what we talked about with Casey. If, you can talk all the shit you want about, oh, Jet would win and yada, yada, yada. But guess what? Chase still had to be there to get the win if they fucked up.
Yeah.
And Chase, Chase has been fucked up before.
100%.
Everybody's gotten fucked up. And if you ain't there,
yeah, and you
can't win.
And that just goes to show you, like, how fragile everything is.
Dude, the best, like, how does a guy like Jet, this is what's so fucked up about our sport, a guy like Jet Lawrence that's so phenomenal at riding,
literally looked like he couldn't do anything wrong except for, like, let's just take Hangtown out of the equation. Like, before that, like, you didn't even think the guy made a mistake.
Yeah.
Other than casing jumps in Supercross.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? And then now he had that mistake in Hangtown, and then he got a little shoulder injury, and now he freaking
fell. He tipped over in a corner and stuck his hand out on the day back he was riding and fucking
torqued his thumb.
And torqued his thumb and ripped his, like, bro, and two, what are the odds of it, like, all three, Cooper, Webb, Tomac, and Jet having the same injury?
Dude, that's gnarly. It's like fucking the Achilles attendant last year in the NFL. Like with Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, and another guy. Like, it's just
bam,
weird.
bam, bam.
Yeah, bam, bam, bam. Like, same injury.
So weird. Okay, so let's move into the race. Hunter gets out front. Bike looks like shit right off the bat.
But Hunter looks quick.
Hunter is fast. bike looks terrible. And when I say bike looks terrible, this is what I'm looking at. The bike's not going straight. The front end super twitchy. You know, before the finish line, he's catching edges. The bike's swapping out. You know, even if he's staying straight and he's in the rut,
not going in a straight line.
The bike's not going straight. And that's how I just know straight up the bike's too stiff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, here we go. He's going to be able to go fast if he can hammer for 35 minutes full sprint speed, but you can't do that.
Yeah, but that's where, honestly, it pays to be so fit because, like, he was making that bike work.
Yeah, he was until he wasn't, until his hand fucking blew off.
Bro, that was fucking 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go ain't enough.
I know, but still, that was fucking, in my eyes, that was pretty damn fucking close.
Dude, it was.
It was, I would say, too close for comfort.
For Sexton.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Sexton's been in that situation a lot. So I guarantee you he's like, oh, finally, it wasn't me. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, that's racing, right? You got to race every lap. You got to race to the checker flag. But.
And then I was talking to Clint, too.
What?
And he said that he saw Hunter shake his wrist, his right hand, or his left hand, the opposite hand that came off his bar. He saw him, like, shaking his hand on a jump or a straightaway.
Well, yeah, that's
corners before.
What was it? Where did he make that mistake? Fuck, I need to rewatch it. He made a major mistake where his front end, like, washed and it, like, jammed him a little bit. And it was either right around the Laraco's Leap or right after that tabletop, right after Laraco's Leap. Mm-hmm. He shakes his hand in the air.
Yes.
And he, like, you know, that's where I knew that he was, like, pushing the envelope with Chase right behind him, because you don't make that mistake if you're not pushing. You know, it was one of those mistakes where he was, like, coming in the corner and just knifed on him real gnarly.
Yeah. And then let's go to Moto 2.
Jason Anderson with the fucking hole shot?
No. Biggest fuck up of all.
What?
Why do you think Hunter...
no paddle?
No paddle.
I mean, it's not a paddle tire, but we call it a paddle.
Yeah, the Dunlop paddle.
The scoop.
The Dunlop scoop. Why, though? If you know your only shot is to get the whole shot and get out front, because you're not passing.
Bro, and so I was thinking about it, all right? Because Justin Cooper and Hunter Lawrence ran no scoop.
Yeah, but Justin Cooper's allowed to because he weighs like 20 pounds lighter than everybody else.
I mean, he still got second place on the start, too. I think he went down like the second lap or something. Justin Cooper.
Yeah.
But what I was noticing is, like, the roller corner. So, like, at the roller corner before the finish, you know, where it's deep sand.
Yep.
And the corners of, like, the up and down the hills and that tabletop where that kid endoed, like, that was so deep. I felt like the scoop, you could see how much the bikes that had the scoop were pulling out of the corners compared to Justin Cooper and Hunter Lawrence. And, dude, you could tell in the results that they couldn't pass where they wanted to pass because the person that they were trying to pass in the scoop
got
like,
the acceleration out of the corner.
Yeah, like, where are you going to pass on that track if you can't accelerate faster than them? You're not out braking a lot of them. Like, that's what they were left with, right? Was coming into the corner too fast and then just slamming in, being very aggressive to make their pass. And you could tell that with no scoop on the rear tire, they couldn't make the passes where they needed to make the passes. They were leaving themselves at a disadvantage on the exit of the corner in those deep sections.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was fucking bright as day on where these guys were pulling them or not.
Yeah, like, it was super easy to see.
Yeah, just how much everybody was wheeling down the fucking rollers and picking their front end up. And then you see Hunter Lawrence just trying to pick his front end up and driving his front end into the rollers.
Yeah. And then, typical Chase Sexton, better second moto.
Oh, yeah, of course. Just making that fucking bike work. I can't believe how many mistakes he does every lap and still is as fast as he is.
Like, get the bike to be.
Bro, like what? Like you know when the bike like torques? Like
I know.
I'm just like, how are you comfortable with that?
He's not, but he's making it work.
Yeah, he's just like, I know that this bike does this, and I know I can pull it off.
Well, he doesn't know he can pull it off, but he pulls it off.
That's what he thinks.
Well, he's just like,
bro,
I know that this bike's going to do this, and I have to fucking make it happen.
100% he believes that he can pull it off every time because he wouldn't put himself in that scenario.
Dude, that thing.
Like, I know his legs are strong, and he's, making that bike work. But
that's
damn,
why
bro, if he could just figure out how to get that bike to straight and track straight, like, the amount of speed he's leaving on the table is insane.
Dude, and when you make the bike a little stiffer, the thing rolls 10 times faster through that
Adam,
shit.
You don't think factory KTM has made the bike stiffer?
I don't think that Chase will budge on his suspension setup. I think that he's like, no,
bro,
I want it like this.
They've never said, hey, bro, this extra set, do you want to try
I don't know.
Stiffer?
We're going to get his ass on the podcast, and we're going to fucking ask him.
All right, then let's do it.
We're going to ask him. Okay.
It's not as simple as just stiffer.
No, it's definitely not.
Okay.
I know
I just
want
to make that fucking clear.
Yeah, it's not just, okay, let's put an extra couple shims on this bitch and call it a day.
No. Hell no.
I know that.
Not for our boy Chase Sexton.
No. He's going way too fast. Way, way, way too fast. Okay, let's talk about, I know I'm a nitpicker, but let's talk about how fucking sketchy Webster's bike looked going that fast.
Bro, he looked like he was going 1,000,000 miles an hour compared to everybody around him.
Dude, we need to reevaluate the suspension setup on that bike.
Well, that bike didn't make it through all the way through the moto.
No. Oh, it didn't?
Something happened. I don't know. He said, I heard Phil say he had a mechanical, and I didn't follow up, and I didn't, Webster didn't post anything about a bike.
Look up what he got in the second moto. I thought he finished like 8th. I thought he finished 8th in the second moto.
Webster was ripping, bro.
Dude, he was going dude, for what he had under him, it was insane. He was going that fast.
That first lap
so
bad.
And he got it. Didn't he?
No.
Or no, he didn't quite get it.
So Kyle Webster got 8th overall, and he went, let me just make sure I got the right one.
What a badass.
He went 10-9.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
he didn't fade off that bad.
But he did have a bike issue.
So he got 10th with a bike issue.
No, he got 9th with a bike issue. I believe the bike issue was, I believe the bike issue was in 9th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Webster's the real fucking deal.
Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, your boy Webster, bro. But he's going back to Australia. Dude, what about fucking Dylan Ferrandis in the second moto, 5th on the Phoenix Honda?
I don't know. I'm not really that impressed.
Bro, top 5 on a full privateer motorcycle?
I don't know. I'm not that impressed.
People in the comment section, can you please tell Addy that he's high as fuck?
Dude, Dylan Ferrandis is the outdoor champ. We're 6 rounds in.
I know. Okay.
We're 6 rounds in. He has full factory A kit. The only thing he's really missing is a sick ass motor.
Yeah, that's a huge part, I would say.
Yeah, that's a big part. But 5th place compared to the outdoor champion, I don't know.
Okay, I'm just saying
and Jet's gone.
I'm just saying it's in the right direction, okay, bro?
Okay, it's the right direction. I'll give you that. I'm just saying I kind of expected more from Ferrandis.
What'd you expect?
Like read the list who is in front of him and who's behind him.
Okay, we'll just do this. So it's Chase Sexton, Aaron Plessinger, Jason Anderson, Justin Cooper, and then Malcolm Stewart, Garrett Marchbanks. Well, this is overall. And then Dylan Ferrandis ended up 12th overall.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Dylan Ferrandis should be beating Malcolm.
Yeah.
He should be beating.
I would definitely say the class is not very deep up top as far as.
Well, it's deep, but I'm just saying I expect more from Ferrandis.
I mean, realistically, though, there's only 7 factory dudes.
I mean, dude, that's outdoors, though. When is there ever as many as Supercross?
I know, but there's usually, in Supercross, there's usually about
so you're just
20.
making me less and less impressed with Ferrandis' 5th.
Well, I'm just saying. I was just being honest, okay?
I mean,
okay, Doc?
To me, he should be beating Malcolm. And who is the other guy in front of him?
No. Okay, this is the Moto2 results.
Okay, hit me.
Behind him was Justin Cooper, Malcolm Stewart, Garrett Marchbanks, Kyle Webster, Phil Nicoletti. That was top 10.
I mean, he should definitely beating Marchbanks and Malcolm Stewart.
Bro, Marchbanks rips.
He's on a privateer bike.
Chase Sexton was first, Aaron Plessinger, Jason Anderson, and Hunter Lawrence.
Okay, I agree. If he beat one of those guys, that would be impressive. But he should be right behind those guys.
Yes.
Every moto.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Okay. Anything else we want to talk about?
Christian Craig got 13th.
He did even better at Southwick, I
Dude,
thought.
What about our boy splitting the factory riders, Marshall Welton, number 14th?
What do you mean, what about him? He's the fucking GG McGeeston.
Bro. Just keep on fucking making those points, dog. Getting in fucking super motocross.
And that money, SMX, baby. Marshall Welton, what's happening, boy? What's happening? Marsh, dog.
Yeah.
Cool.
He was ripping.
Okay. Episode 15. That's it.
That was a good one.
Dude, RedBud was such a fucking fun race. Did you hear how sick they were on the podium?
Bro, can we just have fans like that at every round?
No.
Did you see Aaron Plessinger ride the deer decoy at the end of the podium?
Dude, AP's AP is
and he was even sick, dog.
That's what
AP's gonna get a win.
AP is gonna get a win, and we'll see. But AP is definitely fan favorite. He's the new Kevin Windham.
100%.
He is the new K-Dub.
Yes.
Let's end it with that. Dirt Trick Sprockets. If you don't buy Dirt Trick Sprockets, then you. Okay? Okay. Use the code TRACKTALKERS25. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen right here. 300 to 500 hours. American-made 2023's Sprocket of the Year. DirtTrickSprocket.com. If you don't go there, you suck.
Just even think about that. One sprocket for 300 to 500 hours. That means you could probably put that on multiple bikes. Because if you're riding a bike over 300 hours, that thing's clapped. But not your sprocket.
Clapped.
You're not your sprocket.
Not your sprocket.
It can go to your next bike, okay?
Yeah. That's how badass our sprockets are at Dirt Tricks.
Let's go.
Episode 15. Track Talkers. Peace.